All right, so sides are on. I'm able to take off that middle uh, clamp there. I'm doing two operations right now. I'm going to be working on getting my liners in, and I've decided to do this before I trim them down. I am going to place the liners in where they go. I have to trim them a little bit on each end first, so that I know exactly where to plane my sides down to. Generally I take them down and then I put the pieces on and I plane and fiddle, but I think that this will be a better process. The other thing I'm doing is, before you put the back on the guitar, you need to make yourself a caul for the inside of the instrument, so that when you go to glue the bridge on, you have something to hold on the inside without damaging your braces. This is a new pattern for me to be doing, so I don't have a ready-made one for this. I have a couple of other ones. This is the closest one. This is for my Santos Hernandez style builds. I need to write that on there. The other thing about this is that it is close, but it's not exactly. So what I've got to do is I have to, I can move it a little bit, and I see that I need a little bit of space in two areas. And I don't think that it would be bad. It's going to be wider than the bridge. So you want to make sure you have clamping pressure all the way across. I could actually take off a little bit of that end and then widen this one spot, and then I should be good. But if I take off that end, I'll take off a little bit of this end too. I don't think that would be an issue. So what I'll do is I will cut a little bit off both sides there, and then I need to get that in the middle. I need to widen this, so it needs to come to about there. And on the other side, about there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a little bit of material from this one, and I'm going to cut these end pieces off, and that should serve for both the Santos and the Reyes patterns. So but bridge caul, important part. Coffee out of the way here. This could just be made out of soft wood. Like, for instance, this one is made out of just a piece of scrap, and it's not pine, it's just a cabinet material wood. Double check that. Fits. We're good to go there. Alright, that's an important step because when we go to glue the bridge on, we want to make sure that bridge is glued pretty securely. The other thing you want to make sure at this point is that you have some sort of clamping device that will reach in from the sound hole and place that exactly where you need it. So for me, that's going to be this clamp right here. And so this side will go into the guitar. I'll place this in, a little bit of tape or something to kind of hold it in place once I've got the back on. I'll put this inside the guitar, clamp down on the outside of the bridge on the bridge caul outside, and then I've got this sandwich that'll happen. So we'll get to that process later. Let's get these done. Alright, so how to do this? Well, from your center line, and I'm going to go ahead and do this side first, I think. I'm going to hold it in place, sort of get my contour there, and I'll remove the excess from that one side. So we mark just like we did with the actual sides. Of course, on this case, we're inside it, so we can make sure it's just a little bit inside it, and that's no problem. Okay, so I got one side in there. Set that in there. Pull this to the right spot. Tension will hold it. I'm going to mark. Just make a little mark. Pull it out. Cut on or next to your mark. Right, so that fits inside there. Next operation will be to add some glue, and it's okay if there's a little gap on one end or the other. That's fine. So you know, I've got about almost a 1/4 inch here gap and almost a 1/4 inch inside there, and that's fine. Doesn't have to be all the way. All right, that one's in place. I'm just going to let it sit there. Grab the other one, repeat the process. Now if you have too much height on those sides when you go to set these in here, then your handy dandy clamps will not hold it in place while you glue. So those are ready to go. I'm going to get those. I need to go buy some more of these. I only have enough to do one side at a time. So I'll go to the store, and when I get back, we'll work on getting that clamp down. Okay, I have made it to the store. I have a whole package. Clothespins. If anybody's wondering, thought I could get it at the local grocery store. Ended up having to go to Walmart, and it was $3 for 100 of them. So they are shorter than the ones I previously had, but they will work just as fine. So, all right, process here. I have these set in exactly where I want them. I will have to pull them out for just a moment in order to get glue on them. I am going to use Titebond on this particular operation. And the reason I'm using Titebond here is that there's no real foreseeable reason that I would need to take the linings off. So I'm not worried about that point. There won't be enough appreciable glue squeeze out for me to have to worry about the back sticking to it with hide glue or whatever I decide to use, which most likely hide glue. But this will be just fine. So I'll get the one that's across from me first, get it in, clamped up, and then I'll do the one that's near me. All right, so we've good on. So we are going to use the method of adding glue to the lining. My linings are about 10 millimeters wide by about 4 millimeters. More or less. Those numbers are not set in stone. As you can see, I'm using my glue applicator here. Alright, and do that one more time. I think I still have a bit too much glue on there. Spread it out, nice even coat. Alright. Very carefully, because we don't want to get glue everywhere if we can help it. I'm going to pull this in. Carefully adjust it to where it needs to be. Get the excess glue off my fingers. And begin clamping in place. Okay. One side on. Let's do the other. Alright, we're in. That will conclude this broadcast session, I do believe. So now once those are in, we can begin planing the sides down to those. So time to clean up your shop.